Hello everybody, this is D. Rice from RCSB, also known as the Newbie tackling the Ziroli Corsair. Take a look around my shop here real quick, give you a brief introduction to my little space. I think everybody's got a set of gorilla shelves with stuff and blue foam and radio gear, wood, plans, all the hardwood. Down here we keep I don't know, about 50 different varieties of G10 and aluminum sheeting and shim stock and whatnot. And of course, well, there's a fuselage, Corsair fuselage. I'm using it mostly for storage. Haven't done much on the fuse in many months because of this thing, wing. Many of you guys have seen me put together the little machine shop. Got a little Sherline lathe. I've done some basic work on that, very basic. That's a bunch of magazines I use for weighting down sheet wing skins and whatnot. Little drill mill, radial arm saw, which I use as a table, holding my I don't know, more Corsair stuff and radio gear. Scroll saw, great tool, scroll saw. This was given to me by my stepdad when he bought an even better one. Holding Corsair paint. Everybody needs to have a bandsaw, belt sander, something non-Corsair related, but this particular table is covered in Corsair stuff. Zenoa engine, Cal, oh my god, I don't even know what's over there. 5 different types of pilots and a cockpit kit, box full of retract stuff under the T-33. Moving on around, I got a paint rack and a rack full of, who knows, batteries, painting equipment, mixing stuff. Same kind of mess most of us have, I think. That's the main bench. I built that about 25 years ago. The bench itself was angle iron put together and welded up flat, and I've got a 2-inch butcher block screwed to the top of that, and a piece of, I think it's 16 gauge steel on top of that, slowly rusting to death. If I ever finish this Corsair, I'll sand the steel back down and re-urethane it. You can see I don't keep a particularly neat shop. Here's my walk space. I just got crap everywhere. Organizers. I'm here playing with the retracts, so I needed some hardware. This is my number 2 and number 4 sheet metal screw organizer. Under that we got number 2. I got lots of organizers like this for number 4, number 8, number 10, everything you can think of. And then a couple of tables here holding this monstrosity, this thing. This is the Ziroli Corsair wing. I've been working on this for, well, I'm going to say about 11 months. Originally, when I started building this airplane was March 18th, 2011. The original estimate was that it would take 1 year to complete this. And the bad news is that 1 year passed about 4 weeks ago. The really bad news is that the current estimate is I have about 50 weeks of work left to do on it. But we're slowly getting there. The thing I've been working on for here recently, the last couple of days anyway, is those gear doors. Airlines hanging out everywhere. Just looking around, continuing the tour. We've got elevators and a stab. buried under plans and whatnot that I haven't touched that in probably 10 months. Ailerons, flappy doodads. Flaps on a Corsair are nothing short of a nightmare. Can't even begin to imagine how many hours I spent on them, but I'm going to estimate somewhere in the neighborhood of 200, getting them working and redesigning the hinging mechanisms and getting to the stage where they're at right now. But fortunately, I'm really happy with them at the moment, and they're ready for final finishing. More Corsair stuff waiting to be put on. There's a front door for the retracts, some radio gear, flap push rods, etc. One of the main gears. Here's a look at the flap shrouds. Pretty happy with the way the whole trailing edge turned out. It better be, considering how many hours were spent on it. I still need to put the leading edge on the wing. I'll get around to that eventually. Looking at the gear doors themselves, I've never mounted gear doors before. The last time I installed retracts was in the last pattern plane I built, which was sometime in the 1980s. And pattern planes don't have gear doors, so these gear doors have definitely been a new experience for me. I'm not going to say they've been fun. They've been a challenge for sure. Taking a look down inside, you can see that at least on the left wing here, I've got the rams mounted, and the doors are basically working on this side. I'll show you that in a second. One of the interesting things about the Corsair is that these doors don't hang vertically. If you look at that door right there, it's actually leaning out to the left at 6 degrees, and this one is leaning out to the left at 6 degrees. So the two doors are actually parallel to each other, which according to the 3 views is correct, but they don't hang vertically, which is interesting. I guess not surprising considering how goofy the whole Corsair design is. But we've got these two doors working. What I do not have yet is, I don't know if you can make it out, but there's an aluminum tube right here that is going to be used as a stop to keep the doors from banging into the main spar, and potentially keep stress off of that main hinge, keep the rams from trying to pull the hinges out of the doors themselves. So I've been playing around for about the last hour, taking the spacer off of this particular ram and getting it shortened up to where it's about the right length, and we've got them now where they're working that one's working reasonably well. We got it sitting flat and flush. So we got one. I'm about to move over and start adjusting that one, which is, you know, just fiddly, time-consuming nonsense. In order to adjust it, you have to you got to get the got to unscrew the bolt from the hinge, and then you got to unscrew this top piece right here, and then go ahead and take off the tubing and adjust it with a Dremel, and then put it back on, reverse the whole process, and do it again. So lots of fun. Lots of fun. Here's the second side. I haven't gotten to it yet. The doors are taped in place so that I can do the final mount on the rams, but probably won't get to that tonight.